according to sources including The Straits Times and France 24. A Tuareg-led insurgent group, known as the Azawad Liberation Front, has claimed responsibility for the attacks which targeted government troops and Russian paramilitary forces. The assault on the town of Anafis in the northeastern Kidal region is the latest threat to the military-led government in Mali, where rebels have staged high-profile attacks in recent months. Residents in other localities, including the central city of Gao, have reported hearing gunfire and explosions, although it is not immediately clear which fighters are responsible. The Malian army has confirmed that several northern towns, including Gao and Savare, are being targeted by rebels. The situation is complex and fluid, with various groups involved, including separatists and regional al-Qaeda affiliates. As we try to make sense of these developments, it's essential to consider the broader context. Mali has been grappling with instability and insecurity for years, with rebel groups and extremist organizations taking advantage of the power vacuum. The international community has been involved in efforts to stabilize the region, but the challenges persist. We'll continue to monitor the situation in Mali and provide updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, we urge all parties involved to prioritize the safety and well-being of civilians, who are often caught in the crossfire. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into our middle segment today, where we'll be discussing a significant development in international news. Iran is mourning the loss of its former leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who passed away at the age of 86. The Iranian government has unveiled his casket in a glass case at the Grand Mosalla in Tehran, where mourners have gathered to pay their respects. The outdoor stage set up for the funeral resembles the one where Khamenei used to give speeches, and his body is accompanied by those of his family members who were killed in an Israeli airstrike earlier this year. The Iranian government expects millions to attend the funeral, which could provide a boost to the current administration as it navigates negotiations with the United States over a permanent end to the war. It's worth noting that the funeral coincides with the 250th anniversary of the United States, and while Iranian authorities haven't explicitly acknowledged this timing, crowds at the ceremony have been chanting "Death to America." Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has commented on the situation, stating that the U.S. knocked the hell out of Iran and gave them a week off for the funeral. In response, some mourners in Tehran have been holding up signs reading "Kill Trump." The situation remains tense, with Israel's repeated threats to kill Iran's new supreme leader, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei, prompting warnings from Iran's Joint Military Command to avoid any miscalculations. As the world watches this developing story, it is essential to consider the complexities and nuances at play. We'll continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, let's take a moment to acknowledge the significance of this event and its potential implications for global politics. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a look at some of the latest developments in the energy sector. We have a few interesting stories to share with you, and we'll try to break them down in a fair and balanced way. First off, India's coal power generation has jumped 14% in June, according to recent reports. This increase is largely due to the country's efforts to meet its growing energy demands, despite concerns about the environmental impact of coal-powered electricity. On the other hand, Japan has reduced its liquefied natural gas imports by 7% as utilities opt for cheaper coal. The shift towards coal is not unique to Japan, as many Asian countries are making similar changes due to affordability and availability concerns. Meanwhile, in related news, Japan's LNG imports have fallen as the country generates more power from coal. The price of liquefied natural gas remains elevated, despite improvements in energy flows out of the Strait of Hormuz. As a result, Japan has reduced its gas-fired generation in favor of coal, with coal-fired generation increasing by 4.6% in June. It's also worth noting that these changes are having a ripple effect on the global energy market. The Asian benchmark price for gas on the spot market averaged $17.33 per million British thermal units in June, compared to an average gas price of $13.19 per million British thermal units in Europe. This has led to more U.S. cargoes of liquefied gas being diverted to Asia. As we consider these developments, it's essential to remember that the energy landscape is complex and multifaceted. While some countries are shifting towards coal due to economic concerns, others are exploring alternative energy sources to reduce their environmental footprint. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.